Welcome everybody to Headlock Field, where in today's matchup is the Battle of the Bridge between the visiting South Portland Red Riots and your Portland Bulldogs. And both of these teams have completely different seasons. South Portland is 10-2 on the season. Their last loss was against Falmouth. It was 2-1. They've rattled off 7 straight, including a 9-0 win against Marshwood in their last game. So both of these, or this team, South Portland, has a chance to win it all this year. They have some 3-sport athletes on their team, namely Jalen Jackson and Johnny Poole, Nolan Hobbs. A lot of these players played football and basketball, so they've been in championship mode all season, so it's nonetheless in baseball. So Portland's going to have a tough one today, but their record is 2-10. Their last 2 games, it was a walk-off against Deering, and they allowed a walk-off to Massabesic. It was 11-10. Not the season Portland wanted, but a win today would catapult them in the standings against South Portland. We'll see who comes out on top between South Portland and Portland. We'll quickly go through the batting order for South Portland. Leading things off is Johnny Poole, Andrew Heffernan, Richard Gilboy, Nolan Hobbs, Nick Swain, Hudson Iaquesa, Easton Healy, Alec Campbell is the DH, and rounding things out is Jalen Jackson. As Johnny Poole lead things off. Up high 4-1. We will get the fielders in the next half inning with Portland on the field. Low for ball 2.
Yeah, I mean, we were all set up to do the national anthem. Normally you get everything done where everybody is prior, just after the national anthem, but there was a game prior, so.
High for ball 3.
So maybe that was the reason why. No national anthem. Just a continuation of the first game.
And 4-pitch walk.
Well, not the way you want to start off a game.
So now Sam Payne having to throw out of the stretch.
Keep our eye on the runner at first.
That's ripped into center field for Andrew Heffernan. So South Portland showing why they're one of the favorites to win it all this year. In the dirt, both runners will take off.
Well, that makes it easy for South Portland from here.
That's skyrocketed in the infield. Allen will be underneath it. And gets the first out.
Exactly what Portland needed.
And the out was Richard Gilboy. Nolan Hobbs has a chance to help himself out. He's the starting pitcher for South Portland. And that's hit into right. That's going to be a sacrifice fly.
Nice catch out there, by the way.
So 2 away now for Nick Swain. That's popped up to Cam Allen, and that ends the inning.
Wow.
And so South Portland strands 1, but Portland definitely got out of that with minimal damage, only allowing 1 run. And so after half an inning complete, it's South Portland 1, Portland coming up. Here we go for the bottom of the first as South Portland comes on the field to warm up. The starting batting order for Portland, leading things off, is Hunter Temple, Regan Buck, Henry Bebeau, Andrew Brewer, Liam Fela Blank, Lucas Milliken, Sam Payne. The DH is Joe Mancini. And rounding things out is Cam Allen. On the field, the outfielders are Murphy, Jackson, and Iaquesa. The infielders are Heffernan, Poole, Healy, and Swain. Behind the plate is Gilboy. And the starting pitcher for South Portland is number 22, Nolan Hobbs. And here we go. Hunter Temple at the plate. Right down the middle for strike 1. And curves over for strike 2.
Beautiful pitch.
South Portland last year was 1 game short of making it to the state championship. And he did go around, so that's 3 pitches for a strikeout, bringing up Regan Buck. But South Portland lost to eventual state champions, Thornton Academy. And so they're going to look to avenge what happened last year. 4 pitches, 4 strikes so far for Nolan Hobbs. And he's working quickly. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Well, and South Portland won the Class AA state championship basketball game.
And that was against Portland. Portland and South Portland also faced off in the Class B South football state regional final. So both of these teams have history so far this year.
Yeah, they played each other in the major sports on the boys' side.
Foul tipped. So 0-2 count to Henry Bebeau. I don't think Nolan Hobbs has thrown a ball yet. And there's the first one.
Announces bad luck right there.
It was 6 straight pitches for strikes. Or
No, it was 8.
8, sorry. And now he's thrown 2 balls. Sometimes it's always hard to get that third out. And that's right by Heffernan. So a 2-out single by Bebeau.
Well, and as you said, sometimes it's tough to get that third out. And with Henry Bebeau up there, it's tough to get him out too. So that was a good battle.
So that brings up Andrew Brewer. Slow for ball one.
Well, and Bebeau's been a thorn in the side of many pitchers this season. A good hitter at the plate.
It's on the outside corner for strike one. 1-1 count. Ball two.
Well, and the South Poland pitcher, after getting 2 quick outs on 6 pitches, is struggling a little bit here.
That's popped up. It's going to drift into foul territory. So 2-2 count. It's ball three. And so Bebeau will be taking off on the pitch as it is a full count with 2 outs. And that doesn't quite hit the plate, so it's ball 4.
Wow.
And so 2 on for Portland with Liam Fay LeBlanc coming up. Portland in a prime position to tie things up. Up high for ball 1.
Wow. After 8 straight pitches for strikes, it's been a struggle.
Up high for ball 2. That's right down the middle for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 count. And I have to say that Portland's record does not show that Portland is a difficult team to beat. And it's another full count, so both runners will be off on the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Nolan Hobbs gets 3 Ks. And he ends the inning after a shaky 2 batters, a hit and a walk. Strands them both. And so after 1 complete, it's South Portland 1, Portland nothing. Here we go for the top of the second. The fielders for Portland. In the outfield is Temple, Buck, and Brewer. In the infield is Rasmus, Bebeau, Allen, and LeBlanc. Behind the plate is Milliken, and the starting pitcher for Portland is number 21, Sam Payne. And the leadoff batter for South Portland is Hudson Ayaquesa. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Fouled back. 1-1 count. That one's fouled back. 1-2 count. That's fouled back.
I'd say almost all the baseballs they have are in the stands by now.
1-2 pitch. Is a swing and a miss. Dropped by Milliken. He'll throw down to first. And gets him out.
The second baseman was 29, Easton Healy.
Fouled back for Easton Healy. Pie, it's a 1-1 count. Down the middle for strike 2. In the dirt. 2-2 count. Ball 3, it's a full count. It's fouled back. And that one's fouled back in almost the same exact place. So
These last two South Bowling batters are scattering baseballs up in the stands.
that one's hit to Allen. He'll field it and gets the second out of the inning.
Well, just what you need, a nice, easy one-hopper.
So that brings up Alec Campbell with 2 away. And Sam Payne has shut down the last 5 batters after allowing the first 2 to get on. But it's that infamous 2 outs. So we'll see if he can get Campbell out here or if Campbell can extend this half inning. That's a dribbler foul. So it's a 1-1 count. It's on the inside corner for strike 2.
That was a beautiful pitch. You're thinking it's inside. It's tough to swing at, too. Tie you right up.
Outside for ball 2. 2-2 count. It's inside for ball 3. Three-two pitch is swung and missed. So second K on the inning for Sam Payne, and that's 3 up, 3 down. So after 1.5 complete, it's South Portland 1, Portland nothing. Here we go for the bottom of the second. Lucas Milliken leading things off. 6, 7, 8 hitters for Portland up. On the outside corner for strike 1. Fouled back. It's a quick 0-2 count. And that's hit into center. Jackson ranges to his right for the out. So Sam Payne now up with 1 out. Low for ball 1. That's hit to Jackson. Started coming in, but went back just a little bit to get the second out.
Yeah, nice easy line drive to the center fielder. When you don't have to move, sometimes it's hard to judge those liners, but he got it perfectly.
So Joe Mancini now up. It's in there for strike 1. Low for ball 1. 1-1 count. 2-1 count now. Low for 3-1 count. And once again, Nolan Hobbs having trouble with the third out. And Mancini gets walked.
Yeah, this is, I wouldn't say it's troubling, but, you know, with a 1-run game, eventually this is going to turn out not to be a good thing, to get 2 quick outs and then struggle.
So Cam Allen at the plate. It's in the dirt. The ball is thrown down. Mancini dove back in. The throw was off. So Hobbs has thrown 5 straight balls. And that one's right down the middle. We'll see if Portland can capitalize on this base runner. Throw over. Mancini dives back. So low for ball 2. That's hit to Poole, and he'll flip over to Healy for the 3rd out. And so Portland will strand another runner. So after 2 complete, it's South Portland 1, Portland nothing. Here we go for the top of the 3rd. Jalen Jackson leading things off. Low for ball 1. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up for South Portland. It's right down the middle for strike 1. A 1-1 count. It's on the outside corner of the plate for strike 2. And that's strike 3 on the outside corner. And so Sam Payne has definitely settled into this game. So the top of the lineup in Johnny Poole got walked on 4 straight pitches. And that one gets by Milliken. It's low for ball 2.
So that's 6 straight pitches to him that are balls.
That's outside for ball 3. And I'm wondering if Payne doesn't want to leave anything over the plate. And that's another walk.
Well, it certainly seems like he doesn't want to throw him a strike because 2 times up and 8 balls.
So that brings up Andrew Heffernan. Singled last time up.
Well, and that puts yourself back into another tough position.
And Poole is checked on. Throw not in time. Poole again checked on. Every time Payne throws over, Poole knows how much further he can go. And Poole takes off. The throw is not in time. Half a second too late. That's hit into left. And in and out of the glove of Temple. So that's going to be an error on him. So Richard Gilboy now up. Last time up popped out to the second baseman.
Well, and Portland's going to have to be perfect here. A walk and an error leads to trouble usually.
Payne stepping off. Payne spins around. That one drops on the outside corner of the plate for strike one. That one's hit to first, fires over to second, and not in time to get Gilboy at first.
But it was close. That would have been really impressive. And that was a good play by the first baseman to throw to the shortstop for the out.
And so Nolan Hobbs has a chance to extend this lead. The pitch is in there for a strike.
Well, and that no-throw steal right there, it could have been second and third with the exception of the play at second. So you're glad that nothing happened.
Hobbs had a sacrifice fly last time up. Has a chance to get more RBIs with two in scoring position for South Portland. It's a 1-1 count. That's skied into left. Temple will get underneath it and gets the third out. Wind is straight away center, and so the ball did move just a tad, but Temple able to reposition himself to get the third out. So South Portland strands 2 in the top of the third. So after 2.5 complete, it's still South Portland 1, Portland nothing. And here we go for the bottom of the third. Hunter Temple leading things off for Portland. Batters 1, 2, and 3 will be up, as there's a swing and a miss for strike one. In the dirt, 1-1 count. That drops in there for strike two. In the dirt, and Richard Gilboy little shaken up on that throw.
Yeah, and like in the first game, I mentioned that catchers only have so much equipment. They got a lot of areas that can be hit with the ball that are not covered with equipment.
It's a full count to Hunter Temple. Three-two pitch is popped foul. It's into the stands. So it's now Portland's turn to hit them into the stands.
And, when you're here with the Sea Dogs, you don't really hear it that loud, but when the stands are empty, it sounds pretty loud.
That's ripped to Heffernan. Heffernan gathers, fires over, and gets the first out. So that brings up Regan Buck. High and inside for ball one. It's on the outside corner for strike one, a 1-1 count. Low for ball 2. And that's ripped by Heffernan. Buck will stay at first.
Yeah, that was smoked.
And so that's the second hit for Portland. This time it comes with only 1 out. And that brings up Henry Babeau, who has the other single. Buck will dive back.
Yeah, the third baseman had to reach across his body on that hard hit ball, and a lot of times you just can't reach it.
It's down the middle for strike 1. And that pitch was high. It looked like they were going to try to catch Buck stealing.
Yeah, that looked like a pitch out. You're right.
And Buck diving back, safe.
Yeah, I do think they're afraid to give Buck too much of a lead with Babeau up.
Another check.
Because if Babeau hits it someplace out in the outfield,
And it curves in there for strike 2.
yeah, had Babeau fooled on that one.
Another check on Buck. And I know from experience at Sea Dogs games is when a pitcher, as Buck takes off, it's going to be a strike him out, throw him out to end the inning.
Wow.
But as we go to break, as I was saying, we always hear booing from the crowd when the opposing pitcher throws over a lot to first, but kept him honest at first, and it got 2 outs because of it. And so after allowing a 1-out single, Nolan Hobbs gets both Babeau and Buck out in 1 pitch. And so after 3 complete, it's still South Portland 1, Portland nothing. Here we go for the top of the 4th. Nick Swain leading things off. Batters 5, 6, and 7 for South Portland. Curves in there for strike 1. That's a dribbler foul. So it's a quick 0-2 count. And just outside for ball 1. That's hit to Rasmus. Fires over. And LeBlanc had to hop just a little bit, but got on the bag before Swain got there. So it's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it's a little tough sometimes.
And that brings up Hudson Iaquesa. Low for ball 1. And that runs Iaquesa off the plate. So it's a 2-0 count. It's on the inside corner for strike one. That's ripped right past Payne up the middle.
Nice line drive.
Second baseman number 29, Easton Healy.
So that brings up Easton Healy.
Almost depleted the pitcher.
And a check and gets him. So Hudson Iaquesa gets picked off. Payne had him leaning the wrong way.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to run. He wanted to run, but he couldn't hide from being picked off.
And the first pitch to Healy is a ball. That's hit to Rossmus. He fires over, one hops, and gets him.
Oh, my goodness.
What a big momentum swing for Portland
Oh, my goodness.
as the teammates celebrate with Sam Payne. That was a huge inning for Portland.
Yeah, I'd have to say, when you need 2 outs, the hard way or the easy way. One was pretty easy for a pickoff. The other one was the hard way with having to go run to the bag and then for your first baseman to bail you out on the throw. Amazing.
And so after 3.5 complete, it's a close game. South Portland 1, Portland nothing. Here we go for the bottom of the fourth. Andrew Brewer leading things off. And that's hit towards Jackson. He ranges to his left to get the first out.
Well, and I have to say that he was positioned for that perfectly because last half inning, he was to the left field side of the bag, second base bag. Now he's on the right field side. Of course, they're lefties, but still perfect positioning.
Ball in the dirt for Liam Fay LeBlanc. And that one's hit off the mound. It's going to be hit by Poole. And Poole with a great play. Poole having to go all the way to his left. Pass. Oh, no.
They called him safe. But it was a great play. Just didn't get over there in enough time.
Down the middle for Lucas Milliken at the plate, so it's an 0-1 count. That one's fouled back. So now 2 innings in a row, Portland has a 1-out single. We'll see if they can capitalize on this base runner. It's up high for ball 1.
Well, with it only a 1-run game, I mean, Portland at some point has to capitalize on the chances at getting on the base path.
That's fouled. Remains a 1-2 count. inside for ball 2. And swing and a miss for strike 3. That's 2 away, bringing up Sam Payne.
The pitcher, number 21, Sam Payne.
Well, and as we say, the pitcher has a chance to help himself out here. Try to keep this inning going.
That one curves over on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, I think it was a little ahead on that one.
And that one's off the glove of Swain. Swain will get up, tag first for the 3rd out.
Beautiful stop.
And so Portland strands another on at first. And so after 4 complete, it's South Portland 1, Portland nothing. Here we go for the top of the 5th. Alec Campbell leading things off. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters for South Portland due up. And it's in the dirt for ball 1. I have to say that every time, no matter what sport it is, as bunt attempt, it's a ball 2. South Portland and Portland always have close games, no matter what the record is for either team.
Yeah, it's been a great natural rivalry for years and years, decades and decades.
And even going back to last year, South Portland ended up beating Portland 4-0.
So I'm not sure if it still happens, but I think at one time when the Battle of the Bridge for the football game, whoever won that game, the other city had to plow the whole, the old $1 million bridge. They were accountable for plowing the whole bridge. I don't know if that still stands these days or not, but that's, you know, so the winning city got to take, the losing city got the responsibility of plowing the bridge, I believe.
It's a full count to Campbell. 3-2 pitch is in there for strike 3. So that brings up Jalen Jackson, who knows this rivalry well. He was the starting quarterback for South Portland in the championship game against these two schools. He was also the starting point guard in basketball. So he definitely knows this rivalry well. Bunt attempt is no good. It's a strike. It's a 0-2 count. And that's strike 3. So 2 Ks looking so far this inning for Sam Payne.
Yeah, he froze him on that pitch.
So Johnny Poole is up. It's been 8 straight balls. Make that 9. It's amazing how you can paint the corners on the on the first two batters and can't throw a strike to Johnny Poole. So you can tell that he's not wanting the ball to be over the plate.
There's 10.
Low for ball 3.
Well, in the first game, we saw the same batter get hit by pitch 3 times.
And that's the first strike to Johnny Poole.
Usually it's the batter having to battle back. Now it's the pitcher.
And that's a dribbler. Rosmus will pick it up. No, it goes in and out of his glove. We'll put that down as a hit. That would have been a tough play.
Yeah, even if he had got it cleanly, that would have been a tough play. Definitely a hit. Well, he wasn't avoiding him for his prowess at hitting balls out to the wall. It's those little dribblers. Maybe that's what he was trying to avoid. That's why he walked him the first 2 times.
And so Andrew Heffernan is at the plate. Poole has a stolen base already. And with 2 outs, you want to make sure that he goes no further than second. Poole will dive back. Some more cat and mouse games. Poole will dive back. Another throw. Ball is outside for ball 1.
Well, I have to say, whoever does the laundry at Poole's house, they're going to have to pre-rinse all of that dirt out of that uniform.
Ball is outside again for ball 2.
And I say that as someone who does the laundry at my house.
Fouled back. It's a 2-1 count. Poole taking off. That's going to be fouled. So it's a 2-2 count. And for Sam Payne, the most important thing is getting this batter out and not worrying about Poole. And that's hit into right. That's going to one-hop. Poole will take third. So runners on the corners for South Portland.
And that was a great battle.
So that's going to bring up Richard Gilboy.
Well, Portland's got to be perfect from here on out with a runner on third.
And Heffernan will take off. No throw down. Down low for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. Ball 2. So Payne now having trouble with 2 outs. And that's a walk, so bases are loaded now for Nolan Hobbs, who has a chance to add to South Portland's lead and give himself a cushion. It's fouled. 0-1 count. Fouled back. Oh, and 2 count. It's in the dirt. And Poole is safe, so that makes it 2-0 South Portland.
And believe it or not, that's a huge run right there. With the way this game is, that's too bad. Wild pitch.
That's hit foul. And that's a little outside for ball 2. That's hit foul. Remains a 2-2 count. That's hit foul.
All right, so little dribble it down the first base line. Little dribble it down the third base line. I think I'd cover the middle right now.
Yeah, anything in the outfield as a hit will score both the runners on. And swing and a miss for strike 3. And so all 3 outs were strikeouts this inning, but South Portland puts 1 more on the board. So after 4.5 complete, it's South Portland 2, Portland nothing. Here we go for the bottom of the 5th. Joe Mancini leading things off. Batters 8, 9, 1 due up. It's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Strike 2. Down low, 4 ball 1. And that one is dropped by Gilboy. He'll throw down, though, for the out.
Second baseman, number 3, Cam Allen.
And so Cam Allen now up.
And I believe this is our first time seeing Cam Allen at second base. I think, because he normally plays third.
Yes. Swing and a miss for strike one. It's a 1-1 count. And there for strike two. That one is hit to Poole. Poole will fire over. And safe. Nick Swain's foot came off the bag. And Mike Owens is going to talk to the home plate umpire. It did look like his foot came off the bag.
Yeah, it did from up here, too. You're right. Not much of an argument from the coach. Just wanted an answer. If the home plate umpire saw the same thing as the first base umpire.
So Hunter Temple now up. It's in there for strike one. So I'll put that down as an error on Poole.
Yeah, I mean, he had plenty enough time to get him out. He just threw it wide.
It's 0-2 pitch. And that one's hit to Poole. Poole will flip it to Healy, and not in time to get Temple.
And, boy, Temple hustled down the line. That's why you always hustle. You never know.
So a fielder's choice for Hunter Temple, and Regan Buck now on. Oh, and he's going to get picked off. Temple leaning the wrong way will be the third out of the inning.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate.
And so that will end the inning. And so after 5 complete, it's South Portland 2, Portland nothing. Here we go for the top of the 6th. Nick Swain leading things off. Batters 5, 6, and 7 due up for South Portland. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Fouled back. It's an 0-2 count. Portland needing to figure out how to create some offense.
Yeah, you got to figure the way we've seen them hit, if they just put up a few runs from some of the games they played, they'd be winning this ball game.
And it's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that's 7 Ks so far for Sam Payne. It's low for ball 1. Hudson Iaquesa at the plate. That one's hit to LeBlanc. He'll fire over.
Ooh.
And Payne having to jump to get that. Got on the bag before Iaquesa got there.
Well, and the tough part about that is you got to do two things. You got to concentrate on making sure you catch the ball and then try to figure out and remember where the bag is. And he did both great.
So Easton Healy now up. Ball in the dirt. That's popped up into shallow center, and Buck comes in to get the third out. And so a 1-2-3 inning for Portland in the top of the sixth. And so after 5.5 complete, it's South Portland 2, Portland nothing. Here we go for the bottom of the sixth. Regan Buck leading things off for Portland. That one drops in there for strike one. Batters 2, 3, and 4 due up for Portland. Low for ball one.
Yeah, this is the time when they need to string something together with who they have up now.
That's popped up. It's in. And Hobbs calls everybody off to get the first out.
Well, if he's going to be accountable as the pitcher for this game, he might as well catch the ball.
And
It's his game.
I believe Nolan Hobbs was the tight end for South Portland. So, and that one is fouled off the bat for Henry Bobo.
Yeah. You know, everybody on the Portland side is like, come on. That's one less strike we have now on a check swing.
Low and inside for ball one. Outside for ball two.
Yeah, the batters that are up now are the ones that need to string something together.
That's ball three. 3-1 count. And that's fouled back. It's now 3-2. That's fouled back into the stands. And that's in the dirt. So another base runner for Portland. We'll see if they can capitalize on this base runner. That one drops over for Andrew Brewer.
Yeah, beautiful pitch.
It's in the dirt for ball one. That one's hit to Heffernan, and that's into right field. So that's going to move over Bobo. So it's a throwing error on Andrew Heffernan.
Well, well, well. We're going to have a visit to the mound. Not sure if there's any changes coming, but there's definitely going to have a discussion. And we'll be back after this discussion.
And we're back. Liam Fay LeBlanc at the plate. And a fake over to third, a throw over to first. And it's right down the middle for strike one. It was a bunt attempt by Fay LeBlanc. And a check on Brewer. Hobbs needs to be careful that that ball does not go past Swain at first. It would give Portland a run, and Portland would be back into this game. That's on the outside corner for strike two.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pitch by Hobbs. He's got to keep the ball away.
And another fake. Ball is in the dirt for ball one.
Nice stop.
1-2 count.
And he does have to be careful with this batter, because this batter is capable of lining it someplace.
In the dirt. 2-2 count. And that's over the middle for strike three. So
Wow.
a big out for Nolan Hobbs.
He froze him.
The catcher, number 6, Lucas Milliken.
So that brings up Lucas Milliken. It's fouled. And that's ripped up the middle. That's going to score a run. And Portland right back into this game.
And Hobbs did everything he could to try to get that line drive. It just got past him.
So that brings up Sam Payne, the tying run at second. Go-ahead run at first. Up high for ball one.
Yeah, and Sam Payne has a chance to really take this game in a different direction.
And so Portland has 4 more outs to work with to try to get one more run.
And this is a golden opportunity.
It's on the outside corner for strike one. It's a 1-1 count. In the dirt, and it's a great stop by Gilboy.
Yeah, I mean, they got to keep in mind, you don't want both of these runners moving up.
That's ripped foul. It's a 2-2 count.
Well, this game could come down to this pitch.
That's hit to Healy. Healy will fire over and gets the third out.
Wow.
And so Portland strands 2, but gets a run back. And so after 6 complete, it's South Portland 2, Portland 1. Here we go for the top of the 7th. Leading things off is pinch hitter McCoy Murphy. It's off the glove of Rosmus. We'll score that a hit.
Unless that was Euclid. Then we'd call that an error.
Pinch hitting for South Portland, number 15, Leo Lemongino.
We got another pinch hitter. It's low for ball 1. It's number 15, Leo Lamangino.
Just picking on Euclid. Always liked him.
A check on Murphy. Bunt attempt is foul, so it's a 1-1 count. It's on the outside corner for strike 2. Sam Payne needs to make sure Portland keeps this a 1-run game.
This has been a great battle.
Up high. It's a full count to Lamangino.
Yeah, you know, as a pitcher, you just got to throw it over. The guy basically wants to give you an out.
And it's a foul on the second strike.
Yeah. I mean, he was trying that whole at bat to give an out. All he had to do was get the ball over.
And we're going to have a mound visit. We'll it's just going to be a mound visit, no pitching change.
Yeah, just a little bit of strategy talk here. They really do. They do and they don't have to pay attention to this runner at first base. They just need to get outs.
So Johnny Poole is now up. That's hit into left. That's going to one-hop the wall. Temple will throw it in. That's probably why he did not want to throw to Poole.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's the one that walked. Like a couple of times. Now I do see why. You're right.
So Andrew Heffernan now up. Infield in. That's going to curve. No, it's not over the plate.
Well, I mean, when you talk about having to play perfect, this is the time.
That one's over the plate. It's a 1-1 count. That's off the cleat of Payne.
So even though this is a visit to the mound, it's just to check on the health of the pitcher. And let me just tell you, if Portland goes on to win this ball game, that foot may have saved it. Because that ball had center field written all over it. But that was a goalie kick save.
And it was good on Rosmus not to throw over, because at this point, you still need 2 outs, and with a runner on first, a double play is now in order.
Yeah, I mean, they can get an out at any base.
And that's going to be in the gap. That's going to score multiple runs. It's going to be 3. That's broken the game open. Richard Gilboy with a huge hit. A bases clearing triple.
Yeah, and now I think we're going to get a pitching change. Wow. And just like that, South Portland waited to the top of the 7th. So it looks like...
And so we'll be back to report all the changes. And we're back. 3 changes. Sam Payne is now at first. Liam Fay LeBlanc is in right. And the new relief pitcher is Andrew Brewer. So musical positions for Portland. With Nolan Hobbs at the plate, it's currently a 1-0 count. With Richard Gilboy on at third after his bases clearing triple.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hit.
Swing and a miss for strike 1, 2-1 count.
Yeah, and that helped out the pitcher right there on that swing.
Fouled back. It's a 2-2 count. Outside for ball 3. That's ripped foul.
Wow. Thankfully, no one got hit with that one.
And that's popped up in foul territory Payne able to track it to get the second out. So that brings up Nick Swain.
Whoa.
In there for strike one.
I think that was the weatherman posting strike. Like it's going to start raining.
In the dirt, that's
Oh.
going to score another run. And so bases are cleared.
Well,
and that's 4 now in the top of the 7th for South Portland. It's fouled back. One and two count. That's going to be hit to Brewer. He'll throw it over and gets the third out. And so a 4-run inning for South Portland expands this lead. And after 6.5 complete, it's South Portland 6, Portland 1. Here we go for the bottom of the 7th. Pitch hitting is Nathan Milliken. It's fouled back for strike one. And on the outside corner of the plate for strike three.
quick work.
And so Ethan Terrio now up. And there for strike one. It's fouled, so a quick 0-2 count. That one's going to be flown out to Hudson Iaquesa. So it's Joe Miller. In there for strike one. Strike two. Swing and a miss for strike three. And that ends the game as we get the handshakes.
Well, and I have to say, South Portland had to be a little bit nervous through 6 innings of this ball game because Portland really made it a good ball game. It just got away from them in the top of the 7th. And so this is a good thing for Portland. Now they know they can hang with a good team, but South Portland needs to be just a little bit concerned that this one could have got away from them.
And I think I just chalk this up as this is a rivalry, and sometimes sometimes when you're in a rivalry, and it happens in major sports too, that you have a team that's top of the league and a team in the bottom of the league, but as soon as they play each other, records don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, and like we've seen it this year with the Red Sox. They played like one of the worst teams in all of Major League Baseball, the Cardinals, and got swept. So, and that's a rivalry that's gone back for decades and decades and decades. And as us old people know, we remember 1967, and so we know that rivalry.
And I mean, it's a tough game for Portland, especially the season that they've had. It was 2-1 going into the top of the seventh, but the wheels fell off, and they allowed 4 runs. I mean, there's not much to say. They battled out there, but South Portland just showed you why they're considered one of the favorites to win the championship this year. It's all in close games. It's the little things that matter. It's knowing where the base runners are, how many outs there are. Nolan Hobbs had a huge game, not allowing any runs until the bottom of the 6th. Portland had multiple chances to score, but couldn't capitalize on anything, and sometimes that comes back to bite you in the long run.
Well, and and also that you can see the talent level a little bit more on the South Portland side, but as you mentioned, a lot of those players on the South Portland side play multiple sports. So they know what it's like to be in pressure situations. And so as we saw in the top of the 7th, they can take that and expand on it and do good things with it.
And the game-winning play was that triple by Richard Gilboy that put 3 on the board, and that was essentially the ball game. But Portland having to go back to the drawing boards. Not too many games left in the season. It's going to be now tough to think about playoffs now at 2-11. South Portland moves to 11-2. The final score in this one is 6-1. Saying so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching.